Frank. I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
I had a funny feeling. Why did you do that?
Sometimes you have to slap them in the face just to get their attention.
It's Sunday morning on CBS. And here again is Jane Pauley.
Carol Kane left quite an impression on Bill Murray in the 1988 film Scrooged. It's just one of the many memorable performances in her more than 50-year career. This morning, she's looking back with our Nancy Giles.
I can't talk to you without talking about your marvelous voice.
Oh, what do you mean?
And its flexibility.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the fact that you can do all these different things with it.
Yeah?
Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
Carol Kane has made a name for herself portraying characters with very distinctive voices.
We can spend a lot of time talking about this, or we can go. Oh, they'll never even know we were there. I sanded off my fingerprints years ago.
The 72-year-old is using that voice in her latest movie.
I feel like maybe it might be my time to go ahead with it because I always wanted to do it.
Playing a retired music teacher who is determined to be bat mitzvahed and takes lessons from a former student, played by Jason Schwartzman.
I sing at the services. Cantor.
That is a really good gig.
It's beautiful. You're a widow, he's a widower, and he's a cantor who can't sing. He's that depressed.
That's right. Well, but I helped him.
That's
sing.
right.
And in fact, the breathing I teach him in the movie is the breathing that my mother teaches her vocal students. It's called belly breathing, where you stick your stomach out and get a big, deep breath.
Those breathing exercises weren't the only thing that connected to Carol's real-life mother, Joy.
She said that you inspired her character. Did you know that?
Well, I am elderly.
No, Mama, you inspired because you started your life over again when you were 55, and then again when she was 75.
And at age 97,
Round midnight.
Joy Kane still composes music daily.
What was Carol like as a little girl?
She was adorable.
This is moi. And this is my dolly.
Growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, the youngest of two daughters, Carol's imagination was encouraged by her parents.
We had gorgeous picture books, art books. When I was like 4 or 5, I started taking these books in the bathroom in front of the mirror. Like I'd sit on the floor in front of the mirror and spend hours every Sunday trying to recreate the makeup that I saw in the paintings and the photographs.
After her parents divorced, mother and daughters moved to New York City, where Carol attended the Professional Children's School, intent on becoming an actor. But that voice she's so famous for today?
I didn't speak very much when I was young, and I was taken to a doctor who interviewed me and wrote as a diagnosis that I should never, under any circumstances, be allowed to enter the professional theater because I would not be able to project, and I mustn't be allowed because I would inevitably be completely rejected.
Then what happened?
I needed to do it,
Yeah.
Nancy. I had no choice. I just kept at it.
By age 18, that tenacity paid off. Kane landed a role in Carnal Knowledge and appeared on stage at Lincoln Center. Then, Kane learned to speak Yiddish to portray Gittel, an Eastern European immigrant, in director Joan Micklin Silver's Hester Street.
In der Himmel ist gewinnen ganz anders.
It earned her a 1976 Oscar nomination at a moment when, ironically, she was on unemployment.
literally, I was doing that thing that you do when you want a boy to call you and they don't call, and you have to pick up the receiver and make sure there's a dial tone. You're thinking, this must be busted.
The phone must
right?
not be working.
Something's wrong here. I'm going to call Ma Bell. So it didn't ring, and then it rang, and it was Gene Wilder a year later.
Oh, my goodness.
And he asked me to play the part of his wife in a comedy, and I have no idea how that happened.
Oh, dear God in heaven, have mercy on me!
But more comedic roles followed in film.
Stop me before I make a complete imbecile of myself.
No, that was wonderful. I love being reduced to a cultural stereotype.
Right, I'm a bigot, but for the left.
And on television, where Kane learned yet another language to play Simka Doblitz on Taxi. The language was created by Andy Kaufman.
For him, it was just being a little kid, allowing himself to not censor himself. And that was an incredibly important lesson for me, because I was very nervous about getting it right, And then he put it in that context of there's no such thing as getting it right. You're just going to be little and you're just going to imagine.
And 6 decades into her career, Carol Kane still approaches each new role as she always has.
It's not that I love being nervous, because it's very painful. Sometimes I can't even breathe,
I mean, have you ever approached something like, I got this?
No.
Okay, there you go.
I'll tell you something. I did Wicked for 4 years. I was sometimes more nervous in my 4th year than I had been in my 1st year.
And that was 8 shows a week.
Yes. I'm not saying that's healthy. I'm just saying it's a fact.